welcome to In My Toolbox. My name is Enrico Pobre. This is a channel where we break down business, finance, and personal growth strategies that you can actually use. Today, mga kaibigan, we're tackling a big question. Franchise or own brand? Which business model is right for you? You know, this decision is not just about profit margins or startup costs. This is about you, right? So this is about you, your goals, your personality, your appetite for risk, and your vision for the kind of life you want to build. So many entrepreneurs face this crossroads. So some choose the franchise path and never look back, right? Others decide to build their own brand slowly, painfully, but purposely, right? This episode will give you clarity because I'm not here to hype one or the other. I'm here to give you the full picture, the real field-tested breakdown. So whether you're a first-time business owner or a serial entrepreneur looking to diversify, you'll walk away from you'll walk away from this episode knowing that what model actually fits you best and a lot more. Okay, so let's get started. So let's just define the model first. Okay, so I don't know, guys, if you heard about franchise before, but franchise means that you buy into someone else's brand. Okay, so you operate under their name, you use their system, their marketing playbook. In return, you pay fees and royalties. Okay, so that's franchise for you. So an own brand means you start from zero. You have to create your own name, your logo, your systems. Well, your mistakes as well. So franchising is like moving into a fully furnished home. Everything works, but you cannot, knock down walls. Your own brand, that's building the house yourself, brick by brick, painfully, slowly. But again, look at this. It's 100% yours. So cost and capital, this is money. Franchise often requires, let's just say, $25,000 to $500,000 in startup capital. That includes the franchise fee, build out, equipment, and your royalty payments. You also have to pay a percentage of your sales every month. Usually around 5 to 10%. But with your own brand, mga kaibigan, you control the budget. You might start smaller, say like $80,000 to $150,000, but you'll also have to face the trial and error cost of building that business. Of course, marketing tests, process failures, and a very expensive lesson if you would want to put it that way. So the question is now, guys, do you want to pay to learn or you want to pay for a proven system? Either way, right? You got to pay something, right? So do you want to pay to learn or you want to pay for a proven system? So systems and support, what is it all about? So this is where franchise businesses actually shines. You get a full playbook. Hiring manuals, training videos, marketing templates, your POS systems, and operation support. It's like running a very well-oiled machine from day one, okay? But with your own brand, you create everything from scratch. You write your standard operations procedure, you test every tool, you train your team, you carry the mental load. Now you have to ask yourself, do you want to execute someone else's plan or you want to invent your own? Okay, so now what is about on that side of creative freedom? If you're a creator at heart, building your own brand may give you full freedom. You can experiment, you pivot from identity, add new products. You can rebrand anytime. You play it around, right? So, but franchises, not so much. You have to change your store hours. You might need approval for that. Add a seasonal product, maybe not allowed, right? So you want to paint your walls a new color, that's in violation of the contract. So the litmus test here is if you like the color outside the lines, baby, you have to own your brand. That's your path. But if you like structure and you want a clear rule or rules, right? I think franchise is actually a better fit for you. So franchising on the risk profile, franchising lowers your risk. You get brand recognition, you have operational guidance, right? And you have access to, again, the one I had mentioned a while ago, proven business model or the system that you're buying into. But on your own brand, it comes more with uncertainty. Let's accept the fact you're doing everything from zero, from scratch, which means this is going to be higher on failure rates, but also higher upside because you have more control, more ownership, more reward, if you get it right. So you have to ask yourself at this point, how much risk can you personally handle? So this is your risk appetite. How much risk can you personally handle? Okay, so in the side of profit and ownership, with franchises, your margin may be thinner because of royalties and required purchases, but the business is often more stable. I like stability, right? And of course, there's more predictability with your own brand. You keep 100% of the profit. You control every dollar, and you own your brand itself. That means one day you can have it franchised too. You could sell it, or you could scale it to, you can scale your business globally. So at this point, you have to ask yourself, are you looking for steady cash flow, or you're looking into a long-term ownership and equity, right? So how about exit strategy? Well, with franchises, you can't just sell your business to anyone instantly. The franchisor has to approve the buyer. There may be transfer fees and there could be some waiting periods there. But with your own brand, you own everything. You can sell it. You can pass it down. You can actually rebrand it at any time, or you can even merge it with someone else's business or your other businesses. So at this point, you have to ask yourself, what kind of exit do I want? What's your exit strategy? Maybe in 5 or 10 or 20 years, how do you see exiting into the business that you actually created? Now, on the lifestyle, and of course, time, this is part nobody actually talks about. Because in franchises, often, it offers more structure and predictability. You can plan your schedule. You're not constantly reinventing the wheel. But with your own brands, of course, if you're in that business right now, you see yourself having long hours. You work on weekends, and this is what you call your decision fatigue. It's really a grind, guys, but it's also full of passion and freedom. So if you have that passion and then you enjoy doing that anyway, I think you're on the right track. But at this point, you have to ask yourself, what kind of life do I want this business to create for me? So basically, guys, this is a question of lifestyle and time. In the business that you are in right now or you want to get into, is that the kind of life that you really want, from the business that's creating for you? Okay, so another thing that you would want to know or look into franchise versus your own brand is the personality fit. I'm big fan of this personality fit of a business. I still remember, my brother's business in the Philippines. That's always that, I ask him, hey, are you an outgoing person? Well, if you're an very outgoing person, retail is not for you because you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck there the whole day. And I don't think that's good personality fit. Now, for franchise and your own brand, a question of personality fit also applies. So this is the real heart of the decision. If you're a rule follower, you'll thrive in a franchise. No question about that, right? So if you're a rule breaker, well, your own brand will set you free. Okay? So if you want guidance, again, that's franchise for you right there. But if you want independence, well, of course, that's going to be your own brand. This decision, guys, is less about strategy. This is actually more about self-awareness. That's why, when you create your business, there should be definitely a personality fit. Does the business fit your personality? Okay? So, just in conclusion, maybe, right? Franchise versus own brand isn't just about getting better or worse. For me, I think it's more about alignment. because that's alignment with your values. In your business right now, guys, you have to ask yourself, does it align with your values or even your goals? Again, I spoke about personality fit. Does it align with your personality? And the resources that you have, is there an alignment with that? And, of course, the vision. When you think of a business, that's the vision there, okay? So is it in alignment to you? Now, franchise gives you speed. Definitely. Speed is actually going to be there in franchise, because the structure is there, the stability is there, but your own brand, again, that's control for you. So I'm not saying control freak, but that definitely, if that's your own brand, you have the full control, you have the full freedom, and then there's going to be long-term wealth potential if you have your own brand. But either way, guys, it's not easy. There's really nothing easy. But one thing that you have to think is, what is the one which is right for you? So let's go back to the first question. What kind of entrepreneur are you? Are you building for cash flow, or are you building a legacy? So are you seeking a roadmap, or are you drawing your own roadmap? Well, the answer, guys, is always going to be within us, inside you, inside me, not in any business book out there, not if you're an avid fan of a YouTube, right? So it shouldn't be coming out from every YouTube comment, or not even in someone else's story. But this is all going to be in you. It's yours. And hey, guys, if you're not really sure whether you start a franchise, or owning your brand, in starting a franchise, definitely you have to learn the game. Build confidence, then launch your own brand when you're ready. That's not a shortcut. That's what you call strategy, because the best entrepreneur out there don't choose between paths. They learn to master both. I hope you guys learned something there, guys. So this is, again, my name is Enrico Pobre. You're listening to another episode of In My Toolbox. If you got value from this episode, share with someone else who's facing the same question. All right? So franchise or own your brand. Where do you stand? Until the next episode, I'll see you guys.